Hey, good morning. Welcome to Sunday School today, August 23rd, 2020. What a year. This morning we're talking about Malachi again, and this time we're talking about like leadership within Malachi, and we're in Malachi 2, 1 through 9. And in this, Malachi is talking to, or God, he's talking about God's displeasure with the priests of Israel and how they're leading, which we kind of talked about last week a little bit. But if we look at verse 3, so Malachi 2, 3, if you are watching this and you're like a 12-year-old boy, you're probably going to think it's super funny. Or if you're like a 33-year-old boy, you might think it's a little funny too. So let's read Malachi 2, verse 3. I rebuke your offspring and spread dung on your faces, the dung of your offerings, and I will put you out of my presence. So that's something. When we look at this, it gives a whole new name to poopy face, right? Terrible joke. But anyway, but whatever. The fact that God is so displeased, he's threatening to spread dung on the faces of these priests, shows his displeasure. But also, if some scholars will look at it and say that dung was used as fertilizer, and where the growth comes and where the growth from these priests to others needs to come is from their mouths, where the dung would be pretty prominently placed, I would assume. Another thing to consider in this context passage is that in that day and in this day, God's desire was for everyone to serve in that role of priesthood. He shared his desire with Israel in Exodus 19:6. It says, "You shall be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation." It's the same idea that Peter picks up in 1 Peter 2:5. You also, like living stones, are being built into spiritual houses to be a holy priesthood, offering spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God through Jesus Christ. So everyone is called to know God and to make God known, and we're all priests in God's eyes. So what that means is we need to pay attention to Malachi's words and take them serious. So I have some questions below that I'd love for you to go through with your family or whoever you got around to talk about them with. Hope you guys have a good Sunday.